Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are here today with a treat for you. Today, I am talking to Jessica Caez from Team Caez Total Wellness. So normally we do our live show today, and you get training, but today you will get some very good information. If you're an entrepreneur, more than likely you really are overworked and could use a little of this information. So, before we go any further, I want to introduce myself because I didn't do that. My name is Lisa Balthaser. I'm a business coach and consultant, and I help coaches, course creators, and online service providers grow and scale online and create systems that create recurring revenue so they can experience ease and flow. And today we are here with Jessica, and we are just going to jump right in. So, Jessica is a wellness coach, and she is a savvy business owner, wife, big sister, Girl Scout leader, and a mom. And that's just for starters. She's passionate about helping family and friends learn to live healthier lives through education, access to effective, budget friendly, and US manufactured products. Because, hey guys, we are in the United States here.
Mhm.
Um, so today we will learn more about Jessica and why she is so passionate about helping others live better lives. So let's get started. So I guess the first thing I want to know is, why are you so passionate about helping people live better lives?
That is an awesome question. Thank you for asking it. And thank you for having me here today, Lisa. Um, I guess, honestly, I was raised by helpers. I married a helper, and I've just always been a helper. So that's why this truly, when this company came into my life and I had the ability to create my own business, um, from the company, I it was just a blessing. It was a total blessing, and it was like it was always meant to be. I'm retired law enforcement. That my career, I had a career ending injury. So that's what I think, I think God led, put this in our path and gave it to me and said, okay, you did that part of your life. Now this is where you're to go from here. So that's literally, I feel like what happened.
How nice. And so it's like a calling for you. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Hmm.
So, what are some? Well, you had mentioned you were in law enforcement, and you had an injury that ended that. So this is quite a change from that industry. So, what are some of the obstacles that you've overcome along the way? I'm sure it was really challenging getting into a totally different field, and just trying to make it on your own when you were used to working for somebody else.
It was a little bit of a culture shock, I have to say. But the good part about it was that when I became a customer and became a product of the products, I couldn't help but share,
Hmm.
like, the knowledge that I've come into. And I was always loved learning, so, like, delving into, like, researching, like, the company and what the products could do for my family and myself was just made it easy. It really truly made it easy. The obstacle, I would say, one of the main obstacles that I encountered was looking at the business in the wrong way. I was looking at it as in, because it supplements my income, I was looking at it as if people were helping me and I was asking people to help me, instead of, in reality, the information that I'm giving them is really to help them. It's just a bonus that it supplements my income. I've never been one that has found it easy to ask for help. So there was like a major roadblock for me. Once I got past that, that was huge. I would say the second obstacle, biggest obstacle I had, was shifting my mindset in rejection.
Hmm.
Um, because it really took me, it took me a few years to really honestly get my mindset in the right, get into the right frame of mind, because rejection, nobody likes it. It's a part of life, but nobody likes it. And getting used to being detached from it and realizing that people weren't rejecting me. They just might be rejecting the information at that time for a number of reasons that didn't have anything to do with me. That it might just not be the right time for them. They might not be open at that moment for whatever reason to accept the information that I'm providing. Once I wrapped my head around that, it became more fun and more profitable, and it just allowed me to help more people. So that was huge.
Yeah, actually, it's so funny because you mentioned two of the biggest obstacles for most entrepreneurs. And, the one was rejection. I mean, as an entrepreneur, you have to get used to the rejection, and it's a mindset thing. It really is. And the other issue that you had to overcome, which so many others have to overcome too. And that's why I love why you're talking about this, because I think this applies to so many people. And sometimes as entrepreneurs, we need to feed the kids, we need to bring the money in the door. And
Mhm.
it's so easy for us to look at our businesses and the income as serving ourselves, and we forget that we're really here to serve everyone else. And I think that's a really great point that you brought up. And that's a shift that I have also had to make in my business. So when
Mhm.
you said that, I was like, oh, that's so interesting, because I think a lot of us, we do go through that, and we realize, oh, it's not about me, it's about serving them. And when you choose to serve your audience at a
Mhm.
high level, you're just going to attract more people.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
yeah. So how has your business changed, from when you started? How long have you been in business? I don't even know.
So I've been in business for 10 years. Um, the first few years were really just dabbling, and then it became an actual business for me. Um, and part of that was came from, embracing the mission statement, which is to enhance the lives of those we touch by helping other people reach their goals,
Mm,
which was already my mission statement. Like, that was a mission statement that was already stamped on my heart. So it was another correlation with the company that was just like, this is meant to be. This is the way it's supposed to be. This is what I'm meant to do. Um, so um, and back to the rejection part, I just wanted to throw this out there, because I've been saying this for years with my Girl Scouts, with my children, giving advice to people. And, we're usually good at giving good advice to other people, and maybe not always following it or believing it completely ourselves.
yep.
It's like we know it, but we might have to like hear it differently from someone else. But I tell my Girl Scouts, they get upset when we're out selling cookies, and people either walk by with like blinders on, like they can't hear or see us, or they say no. And the girls get, upset. They're like, well, what do you mean? These are Girl Scout cookies. How could you not want them? They're rejecting, they feel like they're obviously being rejected. That's their first, business sense of being rejected. And I haven't, told them, impressed this upon them, that we don't know why that person's saying no. And it's not our business to know why that person is saying no. Like, they must have some kind of reason. It could be financial. It could be they're, diabetic and they can't have cookies. It can be, a number of reasons why they don't want our Girl Scout cookies. But it most likely has nothing to do with us.
Right.
You know?
That's fantastic. Like,
So
just what you said is so great, that you are influencing young lives and you're helping them. You're giving them life skills when you're teaching them that.
yes, yeah, that's huge. That's what I got involved in Girl Scouts for was to have my daughter Olivia, exposed to powerful women who are, going to give her the life lessons that, I feel like she needs, that she may not get in school or elsewise. So
Mm.
this was huge. And being a Girl Scout is being a business and entrepreneur. That's what Girl Scout cookies are all about. Don't get me wrong, there's other aspects to it, business and corporate, issues and interests, but I mean, this is literally those girls selling those cookies and being rejected and being rewarded. That's a huge life lesson.
It is. So, um, when you first started your business, I mean, you've already talked about some of the things that you had to overcome
Mhm.
and how you shifted from looking at it as a way to bring money into your household to actually serving people. So, how else has your business changed and what prompted the changes? Because
Okay.
you're doing some new things.
Yeah, there's a couple things that definitely changed my business recently, and I would say more in starting in 2020. You used to say four-letter words were the words that we didn't want to say out loud in front of people, but there's a big five-letter word for me, and it's COVID. COVID brought about a huge shift in my business, in my life, mentally, physically, emotionally. It touched everyone.
Mhm.
We were lucky enough, my immediate family that are still living in the home. I have 5 kids. I have 3 older children, plus the twins. The twins are going to be 12 in July. And my point being that COVID changed the game, so to speak, of the world. It changed everything. It brought out the good and the bad. And one thing that it really brought to the forefront was wellness. Okay. And we were lucky enough, even with my husband, who's retired law enforcement, who is now, working in the hospital system as a head of security. He's hands on with, he was exposed every day he was there, and he was there for long, long hours every day. And we took precautions, we did everything we were supposed to do. He had more precautions than we did, but he would come home and potentially expose us every day.
Mhm.
We, knock on wood, to this date, the 4 of us that live in my household were exposed more than once, but never, had COVID. We were never COVID positive. And I attribute that to our immune systems, our healthy immune systems, because we've been doing the right things with our immune system for 10 years. And I think that's made a huge difference. I would say the other thing that made a big shift in my business was the economy. Um, you know, the economy is bad, and I feel like it's only going to get worse. I don't want to get political because that's not the way I am. I don't need to be there or convince anyone. Just the economy is getting harder,
Mhm.
and people need help. So people need help in 2 areas where I can give them help. So for me, that made a huge shift in my business because people need what I have. They need the information I have. And if they're open to receiving it, they can benefit from it. They can
Mhm.
benefit from it wellness wise, health wise, and financially. So
Mhm.
that's where that came in. Is it's just they were two big changes in the world that became big changes in my world.
Yeah, and you just brought up, the COVID, and you were positioned well because you
Mhm.
were in an industry where everybody was flocking to because
Mhm.
they knew they had to do something. And here's the thing, if we haven't learned anything over the past few years, I hope we have learned that we have to take care of our bodies and our health and our mind, because those are the things that were totally impacted over the past few years. And the better you take care of it regularly, and that's what you help people with,
Mm-hmm.
the better positioned you are to weather the storm when it comes. So yeah, that is fantastic. So the shift was, challenging in some ways for you, but in some ways you were positioned really well for it too.
Mm-hmm.
So what misconceptions do people have about wellness advocates, or or people that do what you do in general? Because I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there.
There are. I mean, one thing that there's a big misconception about is that my business isn't truly a business, that it's multi-level marketing, which not all multi-level marketing is bad. I'm not claiming that to
No, it's
in
not.
the least. But multi-level marketing in the wellness industry has some labels, some poor labels on it. And I'm glad that my business is not multi-level marketing. It's direct sales. The products are made from US manufacturer and shipped directly to the consumer. There's no middlemen, there's no distributing. I'm not keeping products in my trunk and, in the heat, in the cold, and whatever, and selling them to you for more than what I purchased them for.
Mhm.
I'm a customer. I buy my toothpaste for the same amount that, my customers buy their toothpaste. I'm not making money off of them. I'm making money for advertising and referring to the company that I work for. So I should say work with, because this is my own business. Um, so that's one misconception. Another one I would say is that you can get, people think that you're peddling some kind of magic potion or some kind of overnight success. No, I'm simply giving you education and access to tools that you can use to better your life. You still have to put the work in. This
Right.
isn't an overnight, fly by night overnight sensation, or yo-yo, like I said, a magic elixir, things like that. We don't promote them. We're not in the business of make easy money quick and fast, and whatever. This is about coming from your heart, coming from the best of science and nature, and having products that are effective and budget friendly. And most of our products are patent pending, or have patents, which means they have to do what they say they do.
Mhm.
um, you know I love the company that I refer to because nobody can get hurt. I can bring this in front of my family and friends, and it's not one of those companies where I'm putting people at risk for health issues or for financial issues.
Mhm.
So that's huge for me. There was another thing I wanted to hit on that. That I'm not a hypocrite. I am not one of those health fanatics. You know what I mean? I'm not. I've never been. Like I always say, balance. A balance of healthy. Choosing as many healthy products as I can for my family, and sharing that with my friends and family and others. But I pick my poison. I love my Starbucks in the morning, and I love my glass of wine at night. Like and my kids eat junk food. That's not the, I'm sorry, my cat's deciding to choke in the middle of our interview. Um, there's always somebody. There goes
Always.
the kids, and there goes the cat. Um, but needless to say, there's, um, I lost my train of thought that quick. Um, there's just there's so much out there that can hurt people, and knowing that I have a company that I don't have to risk anybody's health or risk anybody's finances is huge for me. Um,
Right. Yeah, the other thing that I was just thinking, because I know you have a challenge going on right now, and
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I want to take note of is how sometimes people have misconceptions about the quality of the products from some of the direct selling companies out there. And I, for one, buy products from many different direct selling companies. And the reason I buy them, and they may be just a little bit more initially, but honestly, the quality is extremely high on a lot of these
Mm-hmm.
products. And I know with your company, the products are very high quality, and I've used many of them, and I can see why you would love the company. And you
Yes.
know, but what I really love
Mm-hmm.
is that you help to educate people on things that they may not be aware of,
Yeah.
because a lot of people don't pay attention.
Yes. That's a huge point. Um, I have to, and I may be jumping ahead a little bit, but one of the things that a lot of people don't know is that 70% of your immune system is in your gut. Okay. Your gut health. So if you're not taking care of your gut, your immune system is, subpar. It's not going to be up to where you need it to be able to fight off things such as COVID or any other kind of, health issue.
Hmm.
So that's something that people don't realize. They don't realize, that your skin is your first line of defense against all of this stuff. You know, um, when something touches your skin, it's like 28 seconds before it's in your bloodstream.
Wow.
Like, yeah, there's some very like through this business, I have learned so much, which I say I really do truly enjoy the learning aspect of it. And I'm still learning every day.
Hmm.
Um, and to get back to, my thing before about what people, misconstrue about health advocates is that I'm not fanatical. Like, I just want to share the information and you pick the parts, to balance your life as healthy as you can make it. You mentioned a challenge. We do have a healthy eating challenge going on right now. And I put on some, they used to say that, what was it, the college 15 or the college 20? Um, yeah, COVID, that was one area where COVID got me. It got me in the gut, the other gut, the one that shows. But needless to say, I decided to try a program which literally not only is helping me to lose weight in a healthy way, but it's teaching me to have a better relationship with food.
Mm.
Now, um, so by teaching me to have a better relationship with food, once I'm like off of the program, unlike some other programs that people try with, losing weight, um, I don't have to worry about falling backwards. You know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
choosing. If I fall backwards, it's because I'm choosing it, not because I can't afford to buy their prepackaged meals or their, pills or whatever. It would be literally be because I would be choosing to have an unhealthy relationship with food.
Mhm.
Listening to your body, that is huge. And another thing I do like about this program is that although it's based on using tools from my company, you can do the program easily without using these tools.
Mhm.
So you wouldn't have to become a customer or anything to that extent. You can follow the program yourself by choosing, products from whatever company you want to buy your products from.
That's
So
really awesome.
yes, so that's another thing. It's not like oh, I caught you, now you have to buy products from my company. Like that I enjoy. I think that's an awesome thing for the company to put out to people without, expecting them to buy the tools from them.
Yeah, wow. You made a couple great points. I just want to go back to one thing that you said, and it's something that I've done a lot of research on over the past 2 years, and
Mhm.
maybe some other people have too, and that is the gut microbiome.
Mm-hmm.
It's super important for you to have balanced flora
Mm-hmm.
so that the rest of your body works as it should. And that's a lot of the problem with people today, because our food doesn't balance our
No.
gut. It
No.
doesn't.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah, so I think that was a really important point that you made, that a lot of people may not realize. I mean, they may think they're eating healthy, but when you understand that our food today doesn't have the nutrients that it once did, you
Right.
understand that you're not getting the nutrients you need in your gut. So, I think that
Yes.
was such an important point that you made.
Mhm.
Now you mentioned some things that, why would people want to work with a wellness advocate? What are some reasons that they may want to work with somebody to help them through the process?
Okay, so one reason is we're always all running. We're in the United States, we almost pride ourselves on being busy. We keep adding more and more to our plate, and we're stressed, and we're compromising our immune system constantly. Um, and we don't know, a lot of us don't know where to start to become, to get on a path to health, to good health. So talking to a wellness advocate and having that groundwork already laid out for you, and they can provide you with information and education and resources that it can get you started. Now, whether you choose to take that information and delve deeper into it yourself, at least they're giving you a starting point if that's what you choose to do. If not, if you believe that person to be credible and you take what they're saying for what it's worth, then you're already a step ahead of the game. So I know myself with this healthy eating program that I'm doing, having the game plan laid out for me was huge. Because
Mm.
if I had to set up my own healthy eating game plan, you might as well just forget it. That's going to go to the bottom of my list. You know what I mean? It's going to go to the bottom of my list. That's what we do. You know what I mean? That's what we do, and it's not right. But that would be one reason. And using a wellness advocate who can point you in the right direction. And every wellness advocate, just like every doctor, may not be the right doctor for you. They may not work with you. They may not, just connect with you. So, if I'm not the wellness advocate that connects with you and, isn't, then find a different one. Talk to several. There's a lot of good companies out there. There's a lot of good wellness advocates out there. And finding one that can help you with whatever your need is key. Like, so don't get turned off by, one person that might not, maybe a little bit too business oriented, or, be pushing one certain thing. Like, be open minded as far as that goes. Be open minded and accepting of the information so that you can make an educated decision, from there.
Yeah, now that actually brings me to another question.
Mhm.
So, what reasons would people need the expertise of a wellness advocate or a wellness coach, but they generally don't hire one? And what reasons should they? Why should they reconsider?
Well, I think it's funny, and I don't know who the quote is by. I should have looked it up, and I'm paraphrasing it, is you don't know until you know.
Hmm.
Okay. And then you do better. So prior to, let's see, if my twins are going to be 12, it was 2010, when I was introduced to the wellness company. I was cleaning their toys. They were 2 years old, so twins. I'm cleaning their toys with a Clorox wipe.
Oh,
And all of a sudden it occurs to me, I'm thinking, I'm disinfecting their toys. Of course, when you're two, everything goes in your mouth. Like just everything goes in your mouth. So what happened was I literally was all of a sudden just somewhere out of I don't know where, something struck me. I'm literally cleaning their toys with bleach, which bleach isn't bad. Bleach is good because it kills germs and disinfects. However, the problem with bleach is it doesn't know when to stop killing.
right.
Okay. So I'm cleaning their toys. So I called the helpline on the Clorox, wipe label thing. I called the helpline and I asked the lady, I'm cleaning my toddler's, toys with your Clorox wipes, the lemon Clorox wipes. I said, is it okay? Like, once they air dry, like, should I do anything after? Like, she's like, yeah, absolutely. You should wash them with soap and water after. And then I'm like, well, I'm using the Clorox wipes to disinfect them, thinking that I'm saving a step because if I have to wash them with soap and water, then I might as well just wash them with soap and water. Like it was just like
Right.
and it was like an epiphany. It was like, wow, this is huge, So, so that was one big thing that I didn't know until I knew, and then I did better. Another quick instance that happened to us is, we baby proofed the house when we had our twins, and I come home from the grocery store. I went out to, on an escape to the grocery store, and my husband was home with the twins, and he comes out to help me carry the groceries in, or he was holding the door for me, or whatever. Meanwhile, the two of them are in the kitchen, and you have the little latches on the door that's
Mhm.
underneath the sink, where you keep all your toxic chemicals for your home. And literally it was a blink of an eye, which can happen because it's their kids and you can watch them as hard as you want and you take your eyes off them for a few seconds and they're into something they're not supposed to be into.
So
So
true.
needless to say, that latch opens up like this big. Well, their arms are little.
Yeah.
So in goes their arms. Luckily, they didn't get anything before we walked in and caught them, in the kitchen cabinet with their arms in the cabinet with Drano and everything else. Um, so I had found, the wellness company uh, looking for non-toxic products. I had looked and found a couple of different ones I had used that are in the grocery store or Target or Walmart. I found them, very expensive and ineffective in cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
which was bad news. I'm paying more and getting less. And, you know, so when I found the wellness company and, started shopping there were a couple of things I didn't know. One was that the cleaners from the wellness company are the pH of water.
Nice.
So if by chance my children had gotten under the cabinet and drank the glass cleaner or any of the other cleaning products, it's a pH of water. They may have gotten an upset stomach, but there would have been no hospitalization. There would have been no burn, burning their esophagus or damaging their organs. Um, that was huge for me. I mean, that was like a true moment for me because when I think about the alternative of what could have happened to either of them that day, whether it gotten splashed in their eye or, consumed, that was huge.
Yeah, that
You
is.
know, so there's another example of you don't know until you know, and then you do better.
Mhm.
And that's where, it came to light for me. So why you should, if you don't think you need, like there's things that you don't realize that are going on around us every day that the FDA and certain other, organizations are allowing us to be exposed to for whatever reason. I'm not, like I said, going to go into any kind of political stances, but they're allowing us to have products that they're saying are safe that aren't.
Right.
And you don't know until you know.
Right.
So,
sorry to interrupt you. One
No,
of the
you're
big things that you reminded me of when you were talking is the hand sanitizer
mm-hmm.
and the hand wipes that everybody was using over the past few years, and we were told we had to use them to kill all the germs.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched people use these like all day, every day, and it was insane because they weren't even thinking about the amount of chemicals they were putting on their skin every single day. And that's one of the things that you guys have that
Mm-hmm.
they don't have all the chemicals in. And
Right.
you just reminded me of that when you were talking about the Clorox. And then my mind immediately went to the hand wipes and all the
Yeah.
hand sanitizer everybody was using, because that stuff is so bad for you.
Oh,
So,
it is, and I was thrilled to say that throughout those times where the stores were running out of the product, completely out of the product, we never once had that issue. They did eventually put a limit on it because the company itself was donating a lot of the product to people who truly needed it, first responders, and such. Um, we were buying every chance we got. We were buying more of it, but we were limited to how much we could buy because they wanted to make sure everybody had it in their households that were customers. Um, One of the wipes that I love to use is a replacement for your Clorox wipe.
mhm.
And it literally uses natural ingredients to the point where I can wipe my face with it. I can wipe their faces with it. I would take it to the grocery store with me and wipe the cart off with it. I wouldn't be using the grocery store's, product. I could keep it in the car. I could wipe my hands with it after I was out, after I went to the bank or after I went to whatever store, and not have to worry about, anything to do with that. And if I had had those products when the babies were 2, which I did eventually get them when they were 2, I would have used them in place of the Clorox wipe, and I wouldn't have to have washed it with soap and water after.
Right. Yeah, that just
So,
seems so, like,
yes.
why would you do that twice? Like, why would you wash them twice? That just seems so
Right,
crazy to
especially when
me.
you're a mom of twins or any, even just one baby, but twins, every second,
Right.
every second counts.
Right.
So saving time and money has always been huge, but it's even now with them being 12, it's saving time and money has become even more important. So yeah,
Right.
definitely something to look into if you need that, because I don't know many people who don't need to save time or money.
Right. Oh, I know. Me too. Me too. Especially entrepreneurs. Oh my goodness. And you work
Yes,
with a lot of entrepreneurs too. Not only
yes,
entrepreneurs though, you work with families, but entrepreneurs are a special breed of people.
yes. That is true. That is true.
They really are.
Mhm.
So, what are some tips that you have for the average person to stay healthy, to, make sure they're doing the things that they need to do to stay healthy?
Okay, well, one of the major things, especially because well, going back to the economy and just in general, is you need to stay healthy because you can't afford not to be. Like, most people cannot afford to not be healthy right now.
Mhm.
Um, so that was huge. Gut health. I'm pushing that one again because your immune system is a huge thing. You need to keep if you don't do anything else, probiotic, prebiotic, fiber. You need fiber. Fiber flushes the toxins out of your body. So all those toxins that you're getting from, any of the chemicals that you have in your house that you're disinfecting with and such, um, you need to sweep them out of your body. And the only true way to do that is, well, one, by not using them, but we're all going to be exposed to toxins no matter what. But
Mhm.
flushing those toxins out of your body is huge. So fiber is definitely, a good fiber. Get a good fiber, good probiotic, prebiotic to get that microbiome in your gut, straight. Hydrate, hydrating is huge. Protecting your skin, because like I said, your skin, which people don't think, it's your largest organ. and it's your first line of defense. So you need to protect your skin. So there's some tips. But one of the main tips I'd like to hit on, and I just did a talk with our local fire department, our volunteer fire department. And luckily, some of them are starting to work with me, on their wellness.
Nice.
First responders, have a huge place in my heart, with my family being full of first responders in general. But even the ones that aren't my family, I think it takes a special person to be a first responder. I think it's a true calling. But back to the point would be, put your mask on first. When you get on the airplane and they tell you, your first instinct might be to put the oxygen mask on your baby or your child or your mother or whoever's with you first. No, you have to put your mask on first, because if you don't put it on you first, you can't help anybody else. So you have to, it's not selfish to take care of yourself first.
Right.
I'm a mom. I had my twins later in life. And I want to be around to see them, grow up. I want to be around to see their babies, hopefully. And I want to have a good quality of life when it comes to that. So take care. You have to take care of yourself first. And if you don't, you're not going to be any good to anyone else if you don't take care of yourself first.
So true.
So that would be my tips for, the average person. Take care of your gut. Take care, strengthen your immune system, and put your mask on first. Like, truly put your mask on first.
Right. That's so important. And I think a lot of people, especially, when it comes to kids, we see our kids and we worry about them first.
Mm-hmm.
And the instinct is to really help them. But if you don't help yourself first, you may not be able to help them.
You might not be around to help them if you don't help yourself first.
Yeah, it's so true.
Mm-hmm.
So as we wrap up today, do you want to tell them about any resources or any freebies that you have? I'm going to drop a link in here. I believe you already dropped some links, but I'm going to drop some more links in here.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So what I have is like a freebie, and all it is asking you for your information so that I can follow up on you, and then you get the freebie. And when I follow up with you, if you say, oh, no, not really interested, just wanted the freebie, hey, that's all right. I'm still getting the information in your hands to educate you and help you. So that's where I stand with that. So what I have is, I don't know if you could see this. It's all about your immune system. So you will get your immune system, and you'll get some goodies from me that are in this little brochure, and you'll get free goodies from me, some free samples from me, so you can try out a couple things and see where how you like them, if it's something you're interested in following through with or following up with. So
awesome.
Yes, that's my freebie. Like I said, your immune system, that's one of the biggest things you need to take care of right now.
Oh, it did come through. I'm like, why isn't it coming through? So, okay, you guys can tell me if that link works. If not, Jessica can come back and put the link in again. Do you want to tell people how they can reach you if they want to get in contact with you, or if they want to learn more about your company, about how you can help them? I mean, because there's so much that you can help people with.
Yes, it's very easy. Honestly, you can text or call me. My number is 609-501-4229. My email is teamcaez, TEAM as in mouse, CAEZ @AOL.com. And you can literally just put into the subject, send me more information, and then, tell me what you want more information on, and I will send it to you. If you fill out the freebie link, I'll have your information. I can also, I also have some other things that I can throw in with the freebie. We have our lung health study. I can throw that in.
Oh, that's a good one.
And the healthy eating program, this is actually a cookbook for the healthy eating program, but I'm not throwing in the cookbook, but I can throw in the actual information on the program if you so request, so that you can see it. And like I said, the great thing about the R3 program is that you can utilize it using any tools that you choose. Why you would want to use tools from Walmart when you can use tools from, the place that the program originated, that's up to you. But but I mean, it is an option. So, and you can succeed with the plan in doing that. So that's huge.
Cool. Can you repeat your phone number one more time?
Sure. It's 609 501 4229.
Okay, so I have all of your information in there. If you have any other resources, Jessica, you can come back and put them into the comments. I know this is broadcast many places, so wherever you want to put it is fine with you. Fine with me. So yeah, but this has been great. I mean, you're such a wealth of information and about healthy living and non-toxic lifestyle. I think it's so important for people to understand what that means and why they should care. So yeah, we're gonna wrap up today. I hope you guys found value in this. Jessica is fantastic to work with. I know because I have worked with her and I'm in many groups with her. So so she is a fantastic person. Her program that she has going right now is wonderful. There's so many people getting great benefits from that. So if you're interested in that, let her know. Is there a cost for the program? I can't remember what you told me.
There is no cost for the actual program. Like I said, if you choose to utilize tools from the wellness company, then you would pay for the tools through the wellness company. But other than that, there is no cost for the program.
And that's awesome.
Yes.
That's really nice.
Yeah, definitely. It's huge.
It is. It is. And you're seeing so many people. I mean, we were talking about this before, and you told me you were seeing so many people get some great results from it.
Yes.
So if you want to get healthy, want to lose weight, like any of those things, contact Jessica. She can get you in the program. I think it's phenomenal. I was thinking of joining it myself. So like, because who doesn't need to lose weight after 2 years of COVID, right?
You're not kidding.
So anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for being here with us today. Thanks for the comments. I did see a couple comments in there. I'm sorry I didn't respond to them. It looked like they were having trouble hearing us for a minute there. And but I want to encourage you to reach out to Jessica. Like I said, she is a wealth of great information. I know personally that the products that she uses are fantastic because I use some of them too. And I would absolutely recommend that you talk to her. So we're going to go for now. I thank you guys for being here and you have a fantastic day. If you know somebody that needs this information, share it with them. Sharing is caring, guys. Remember. So you guys take care today.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.